The Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win, the Blue Jays win as they win 6-1 over the Boston Red Sox, going up 2-0 in this four-game series. Blue Jays moved to 7-5 on the year. They're looking fantastic. If there was one game that we thought we were punting away in this series, this was it, as we had our newfound ace, Easton Lucas, going up against Garrett Crochet. If you're not familiar, Garrett Crochet is one of the nastiest pitchers in the major leagues. He's a big, tall lefty, gets a ton of strikeouts. He was a Cy Young finalist last year. He didn't quite have the innings pitched, but he's a phenomenal pitcher. And then, we're throwing out Easton Lucas, the guy making his second career start. And again, so not only did we get the win Easton Lucas versus Mackenzie Gore, we're now getting Easton Lucas versus Garrett Crochet victories. So things are going good. Let's get into it, though. So George Springer continues to carry this team, and I'll get into what I mean there. First inning, Bo Bichette singles, Guerrero Jr. grounds out, Santander strikes out. So same old. First inning, you get the runner on. Guerrero Jr. and Santander can't get anything going. Story of this season so far. Springer then walks, 2 on, 2 out. Where have we heard this before? Every game recap is the same thing. Clement singles, bases loaded, 2 out. Again, where have we heard this? Schneider strikes out looking. To be fair, it was a bad call. He swung at ball 4 the first time. That was about a foot out of the zone, up. And then he took what was ball 4, and the umpire just kind of screwed him over there and called it a strike 3, even though it was several inches above the zone. So he swung at a bad pitch, and then he took a good pitch, and it didn't work out for him there. Not what you want to see. Easton Lucas, as I mentioned, dialed in. 3 up, 3 down in the first inning. 3 up, 3 down in the second inning. Bit of a pitcher's duel going on, really. Some nice plays and whatnot, but all the way until the 6th inning before you finally see scoring, as Santander grounds out to the shortstop to start the inning. Then Springer comes up, gets a bit of a hanging slider. It was a half-decent pitch, but it was a slider that broke in on him, and he ropes it. He's sprinting out of the box. He doesn't know if it's gone or not, and it's dead center in Fenway Park, and that is a long home run. It's saying it's 422, and I believe it was every foot of that as it left to the furthest part of the ballpark. And Springer is running around looking ecstatic. What can you say about the guy? He's been our best hitter. He might be the best hitter I've ever seen right now. Joking, of course. But man, George Springer is phenomenal. Clement flies out after him. Schneider gets safe at first on a throwing error by Alex Bregman. That's his 3rd error on the year, so that's kind of surprising to see from the Gold Glove winner. Miles Straw works a walk, and then Tyler Heineman reaches on an infield single to second base. Schneider scores on a throwing error by Christian Campbell, and Heineman moves up to second. Straw goes to third on the error. So it's now 2-0 Blue Jays with some runners still on. Alan Roden walks, so you've then got the bases loaded. Bo Bichette's able to single, scoring Straw and Heineman, making it 4-0 for the Blue Jays. And then Vladdy Guerrero Jr. lines out to right. Put a good piece of contact on it, but unable to get any results. So you're 4-0 Blue Jays after they break through in the top of the 6th inning. And again, a really cold day, a really rainy day. So 4 runs felt like a lot at this point. Bottom of 6th, Easton Lucas is still cruising. He gets Jaron Duran to strike out before giving up a single to Rafael Devers. And they pull him right away. I agree with it because he was up, I believe, I'll check the box score here. He was up in somewhere around the 70s. He was up to 82 pitches, and last game his pitch limit was 75. He hasn't really been stretched out as a starter. He was used as more of a reliever in spring training, so that is quite a few pitches for Easton Lucas, even though he's looked phenomenal so far. But 82 pitches, no problem with it, and I really liked the bullpen deployment tonight. We got through the game with the win, and we didn't burn any of our horses. We didn't have to use Jimmy. We didn't have to use Hoffman. And it was a really good use of the bullpen tonight. I liked it. So Chad Green comes in with Devers on first, gets Bregman to strike out. Then you have an infield single, and then he gets Story to pop out. So it's still 4-0 Jays through 6. And the book is now closed on Easton Lucas, and he's looking good to get a victory over Garrett Crochet in a matchup of lefty aces at this point. Blue Jays come up. They string together a bit. Zach Kelly's now in the game for Crochet. We really ran up the pitch count on Garrett Crochet. We had him up to, I think, about 110 pitches at this point, so it was good to chase him from the game, especially with the lead. Y-Rod comes in for the 7th, and again, I completely like this move. He gets Christian Campbell to line out. Then Gonzalez doubles to left off of him. Abreu lines out to the shortstop, so you've got the 2 outs, and you're hoping he can get through it. You're seeing some action in the bullpen. Unfortunately, Rafaela singles to center. Could have been a play made there, but Rafael is really fast. It was a chopper up the middle. Jimenez had a really tough play to make. He probably, I don't know if he could have got him anyways, but it went under his glove, and yeah, it goes to center. Gonzalez scores, and that chases Wyrod from the game. Brendan Little comes in, throws a wild pitch, his first pitch, but then settles down and gets Duran struck out swinging. So yeah, 4-1 Blue Jays escaped the 7th inning, still feeling pretty good with the 4-1 lead. But what has this team not done? Driven in runs when they get the chance, and that changed a bit in the 8th. As Miles Straw singles to start the inning, and then Heineman walks. So you've got first and second, nobody out. Allen Roden strikes out. So again, you're like, man, 2 men on, 1 strikeout. Okay, but come on, we got to push through here. Bo Bichette that comes up, hits a huge single to left. Straw scores, Heineman moves up to second. So great. Finally, some clutch pieces of hitting this game as we move to 5-1 Blue Jays in the 8th. Guerrero Jr.'s then hit square in the back by a pitch. Looked like it hurt. Bichette moves up to second, Heineman to third. You're sitting with bases loaded. Santander grounds out, but luckily Heineman's able to score on that play, so it does make it 6-1, a productive out, so we won't hate on him too bad. It would be nice to see him come through with, a grand slam or something like that one of these days, but we will hold our breath. And then Springer grounds out to third, but again, you can't hate on George Springer at this point. He's been carrying the offense on his back, just waiting for some support from Vladdy and Santander. And then the 8th, Mason Fluharty comes in. Rafael Devers, safe at first on a throwing error by Bichette, his first error of the year. It was a bit of a tough play, but also definitely an error, so not what you want to see. But you know what? First error. You can't get mad at a guy for that. He's been playing really solid defense. Alex Bregman strikes out looking. Big strikeout from the lefty there. The lefty kid gets a seasoned vet like that who normally hits lefties quite well to strike out looking, so really clutch. And then he gets Rob Refsnyder, Yankees legend Rob Refsnyder, to ground into a double play, ending the inning 6-1 Blue Jays through the bottom of the 8th. Winkowski comes in and shuts us down in the top of the 9th. He gets Clement, Jimenez, who's now into the game for Davis Schneider, and Miles Straw out. So it's still 6-1 going to the bottom of the 9th, and Jacob Barnes is up. And I was watching along at this point in the Blue Jays Today stream, and I saw people going, why is Jacob Barnes in? This is the exact reason Jacob Barnes is in there. Ideally, every single reliever you have would be better than this, but 6-1 in the 9th inning is when you burn these guys. It's you try to get through the game without using Jimmy and without using Hoffman. You can't be throwing those guys in every single game in every single situation. So I was completely on board with this. He lets up a single to start the inning, and then Campbell singles. So you're going, 2 singles, great, here we go. We are going to have to get Hoffman up. And Hoffman did get up and start stretching. I don't know how warm he got. I think he threw a few pitches, but he didn't actually get fully loose. And then he gets a double play ball from Gonzalez, which was super clutch. It got hit back to him. He almost threw it away into center field, but luckily it snagged at second, turned into a double play. And then he gets Sable to strike out looking to end the game on, much like Story's pitch last game, it was basically a fastball right down the middle. A little bit low, but it was very much in the zone to end the game and close it out as a 6-1 victory for the Blue Jays. So I'll just pop over to the box score here real quick. Bo Bichette, 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a walk. Phenomenal. He's looked really good. His OPS won't blow you away right now. What is that? It's around a 770 at the moment. So nothing crazy, but also still very good. It's what you want to see out of Bo Bichette. He looks phenomenal. In the first inning there, he ripped one down the line. He thought it was gone. It hit off the top of the green monster off of Garrett Crochet, but he's looked great the whole way through. Vladdy Guerrero went 0 for 4. Made some half-decent contact, though. He did have a couple decent liners, and then he wore one in the back to get on base as well, so taking one for the team there. Santander still struggling, 2 strikeouts, 0 for 5. He did get the RBI when he grounded out to second base, but he's really struggling. He's got to get it going. George Springer, again, what can you say about the guy? An RBI on that solo blast to dead center. He's now batting .459. That has to be tops in the league. I know he was coming into the game, so it must be still. 2 for 4 again. He's just been phenomenal. And again, he doesn't need to keep this up all year. He obviously won't be at this level of excellence all year long. But if he can just keep it up and buoy this offense until Santander, until Guerrero start hitting some home runs and get the offense clicking, maybe once the weather gets a little bit warmer, he will have earned his paycheck for the year. He has been phenomenal. Ernie Clement, 1 for 5. Not what you really want to see. We kind of know who he is. He's a defense first player. He's going to start against these lefties. I think Will Wagner is going to start taking his reps at this point. Will Wagner's looked a lot better with the bat. But yeah, I have no issues with Ernie Clement. He's in the lineup to get the odd hit, provide some speed, and play the defense, and he did all of the above. So no issues. Davis Schneider continues to struggle. He got on base from the error, I believe. I think that was his hit that Alex Bregman threw away. So he did get on base one time, but he struck out twice. He went 0 for 3. He's still got a 0 batting average, and he's just struggling. He got given the start at second base, but man, he's not going to get much playing time the longer this goes on if he doesn't get demoted. Jimenez comes in for him, goes 0 for 2, made not an error. He could have made that play, but it would have been a Jimenez play, and I'm not 100% sure that he even if he had come up with it, that he could have got the runner. So again, zero issues with the play at second base at all. It would have been a heck of a play if he could have even made it. But again, no issues with Jimenez this year at all. He's been fantastic. Miles Straw did the Miles Straw stuff. He went 1 for 4, scored 2 runs, took a walk. He went second and scored, I believe, on a ground ball or a little liner to left field. I think from Bo Bichette, he was able to score on. So he's got phenomenal speed, really good base running. He's playing really solid defense out in center field. Everything you want out of a pickup. And honestly, I'm happy to have Miles Straw on this roster. I never thought I'd say that a month ago, but he's been a really nice pickup. I'm really enjoying seeing Miles Straw out there, and he's getting us through until Varsho comes back very nicely. Tyler Heineman has been a phenomenal backup catcher, and he went 2 for 3 with a walk, so he was on base 3 times tonight. His OPS is like 1180 now. He's been fantastic. You have no issues giving Kirky days off with the way this guy's playing right now. He's another guy like Springer. Will this continue all year? No, but it's getting us through this tough patch. And that's really all you can ask for. Like, he's earning his money this week for the whole year. So no complaints with Heineman either. And then Alan Roden had a bit of a tough game. Some half-decent at-bats. He put some good contact on the ball. He also struck out in a crucial situation there. But you know what? He's been phenomenal too. I like him batting in the 9 hole. I'd like to see him or Wagner move up into the middle of the order. But I don't mind having one or the other down in 9 as kind of a a leadoff hitter to get on base for the Bichette and Guerrero and Santander top of the order, while still getting Bichette, Guerrero, Santander the most at-bats on the team. I kind of like having a guy in 9 that can get on base for those guys. Just a quick look at the home runs. So Springer, that was his second of the year off Crochet. RBIs, Springer up to 9 on the year. Santander got his second, and Bichette got 3, bringing him up to 7 on the year. We left 10 guys on base, but we went 4 for 12 with runners in scoring position, which is really solid. If you could do that every game of the year, you would take that. Really good stuff. On the pitching side, Easton Lucas, just phenomenal stuff. 5 1/3 of 3 hits, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, and he got through 5 1/3 on 82 pitches. Normally when your strikeout total is that high, you are kind of worried about the pitch count, and that did catch up to him a little bit. But he has looked phenomenal, and he's done everything we could have asked for, filling in for Max Scherzer during this injury. Chad Green came in, and he was really the quote-unquote high leverage guy here, just bailing Lucas out of that inning and getting 2/3 of an inning with a strikeout. So he definitely did his job. Wyrod, Little, Fluharty, Barnes, you were able to close out the game and keep the Red Sox to 1 run. The Red Sox offense is no joke, guys. It is phenomenal. It is like top 3 in baseball. And if you can go have your, less high leverage, I guess, like the lower leverage bullpen, get you through those innings, that is really key. Even though it wasn't a tight game necessarily, you saved your big horses in the back end of that bullpen, and you were still able to close out the game fine. So yeah, really clutch stuff there from the bullpen. A total team victory. Not much negative you can say. We went in and took 2 at Fenway against a really good Red Sox team who were coming in off of a bit of a hot streak there. And if you'd told me before this series that we split it, I would have been ecstatic. So now that we're in position to actually win this in Boston, phenomenal stuff. Anyways, let me know if you watched the game. Let me know your comments. Please drop something below. Look forward to interacting with you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.